Please check your PC's configuration. If you are use the Windows desktop, please make sure your Windows desktop version should be the Windows 7 or higher version. We recommend to use the Windows 10. And for your CPU, we recommend to use the i5 or more higher capacity. If you are using Macintosh, the system we recommend to use is the 10.14.5 or higher version. For the CPU, is the same to the Windows version, i5 or higher. For now, if you are trying to do the setup or installation, and if you had some questions, please leave your message and contact with our online engineers. They will help you to go ahead. And as we will review sometime, in case you did not do the installation for the XPOSE yet, we will discover the XPOSE information before we go to the live demo. As our beginning style, to be the engineer, we would like to ask you to go together with us to discover YW. And then we will discover the solution together. For the 5W is including why, who, when, what, and where. We can start from the first one, why. Why is video processing for scale at XPOSE 2.0. The reason of XPOSE 2.0 is coming from the requirement for the universal application. Doesn't matter is the desktop, doesn't matter is the mobile, or doesn't matter is the embedded. Who is XPOSE was for? And I would like to invite you to discover the structure of XPOSE 2.0 together. From this page, I follow with you together. I will use the color red. On the right, this is the structure. So this is the target for XPOSE to work together. And now we call this target is the device, or we can call this target as an equipment. In order to make this target device or equipment to work as what we are looking for. That's the control will be happened. To make the control happen with the target device or equipment, the command or communication will happen in between. And this we call transport. Sorry, we had some communication problem just now. Now we come back. If the structure from the equipment in the remote control comes into true by transport is clear to you, then we'll turn our eyes to focus on the left. So on the bottom is the video processor or video equipment or video wall controller. This all the equipment list belongs to devices. And for the remote control is the XPOSE we are talking about. And in between, to make all the transport to happens is by the communication. And this kind of communication, it depends on the open API, the protocol, and goes through the communication port. The communication port is including the Ethernet port like UDP or the RS-232 port. And of course, you can call it USB port. For the control, doesn't matter what kind of control you are looking for, desktop, mobile, or embedded. It's totally based on the XPOSE core remote control port. And with this kind of structure, even the third-party device, it can do the remote control for the video equipments also. The structure for the XPOSE is including the topology diagram, display system management, multiple device control, the preview, multiple preset settings, the demo mode, even you do not have the equipment with you. Also, you can do the customized extending keyboard by yourself. This is one of the ideas for how the XPOSE will work together with the extending devices. In this drawing, it used with a desktop PC. On the desktop PC, the XPOSE is running on that. For extending device, the extending device is including 4 devices. Each of the device is with different IP address. The IP address including the point 99, 100, 92, and 93. And if you pay attention to the IP address, it's different for the devices. You should pay attention. The PC to run the XPOSE, the IP address should be different to the device's IP address also. And the IP should be in the same range. So if we read this 5 IP address, we can read the IP is in the same range, 192.168.0. And as the most of the desktop PC, only with one Ethernet port in order to connection to multiple units or device as external, we recommend to use a router or hub. Doesn't matter it's wireless or it's wired connections. When can we use the XPOSE 2.0? Here is an example of a different kind of application market, which may come with this kind of requirement. It's including the broadcasting studio, arena, theater, components room, shopping mall, church production. Based on a different kind of the market, the XPOSE will be used to create the canvas. So mostly the canvas will be multiple canvas. And in this picture, you see the canvas is only one because it's the one of the display to show a horizontal video. And of course, you can create multiple canvas. For example, like this way. And this canvas to show different kind of video content on that. The second application for the XPOSE is used to create it, preset, and preview. So during the events application, multiple presetting will be done before the events starts. And with this preset, the operator can do the preview and can do the takeout preset based on the director command. And with the XPOSE as a software remote control, the most important is it can do the remote monitoring. For the digital signage to play out, it can support the schedule playout functions. In case there is a lot of different display systems in one of the installation projects or in one of the buildings, with the XPOSE, you can manage all of these display systems together in one of the page. This is one of the examples of this kind of connections. The XPOSE is running on the PC. Is management the signal sources to different kinds of the display systems. This kind of management from the sources to the display systems, it will be happened by the control units. Doesn't matter the control units is by video wall controller or by the matrix or by the distributor. The XPOSE will manage the source to go with the right signal distribution routing to the right target displays. And let's find out what is the video processing for SCADA at XPOSE 2.0. As we described about the structure is a target for the devices. So for the devices, is the target to work together with. And this kind of devices is including the universal processors, the presentation scalers, the one series scaler, and switches. The presentation video wall switcher, like Press Pro series, the mixed signal matrix, the LED controllers. This is the family for the universal processor from RGB, for most of you already familiar with. And also this is the most popular XPOSE will work together with. The second series is for the presentation switcher and scaler. Also, you had a quite good experience on all these series products. And for the one series scaler, it will quite interesting and surprise for you because for the XPOSE, mostly we just providing the mobile app to support the S1 and S1 Pro E. And for now, the desktop version is coming together. Then you will find the Press 4 ML, the just release product solution come to the desktop application also. For the mixed signal matrix, it comes into the production line as the XPOSE family. And to support more dedicated, work closely with the LED display technology, ultimately providing the Subito solution. And Subito solution integration into the XPOSE for most of the engineer and operator will feel much happier because only one software just need to be used as a user interface, and all this kind of video equipment can be controlled by one software. Where will be the XPOSE 2.0 to be used? The XPOSE is available as a universal application. Doesn't matter what kind of platform to be running on. The desktop version for the Windows and Macintosh and Linux. The mobile version for iOS and Android. And also we're providing the open API, the open protocol for the third party to be integration by themselves. Thank you for you to take the time to discover the FlyW with me.
Ben, I have one question.
Okay.
So XPOSE can control, can monitor the hardware, include RGB link product and include Subito, right? Like a temperature and like brightness.
Yes.
Subito.
Yes.
Okay.
We will find this out during our live demo experience. Okay, thank you for the question. Let's go on to find out what's driving behind our discovery of FlyW. The driving for this FlyW behind, we will come one word, is one page, is the desire from the operator, the desire from the customer to management all kind of these equipments with a remote user interface. And how to make the XPOSE 2.0 to be one page solution, we will work out together with live demo entertainment, live demo experience, sorry. Today, our live demo experience will be together with the XPOSE and S7. Give me a moment, I will switch in my desktop to the XPOSE. The XPOSE I'm running with is the XPOSE 2.0 and 0.3 and 6. This version is updated with the equipment firmware version, including the S2, S3, S3P, S7, S14, T4, T6, Subito, and GS4. You can find in the list all these kind of equipment's firmware version. The firmware version is compatible for the XPOSE 2.0, 0.3, and 0.6. Give me 1 minute for me to switch into my XPOSE desktop version. Thank you for coming back. This is my XPOSE 2.0, 0.3, and 0.6 desktop version. I already logged in, and after the login, this is the default page will comes to the setting page for the XPOSE 2.0. On the top left of this setting page is the software version. From this software version, you can read is 2.0, 0.3, and 0.6. I wish all you already installation this desktop version on your PC with your Windows or with your Macintosh already. We providing 3 languages for the desktop version for now, including English, Chinese, and Russian. The more language will come in together based on the coming version updates. You will see on this area is the keyboard management area, which is used to management the extension keyboard functions. This is for the setting for the administration for the multiple users. On the bottom is the communication settings. This communication setting is with 2 options. These 2 options is including search and direct. What does it mean, search? Search means this kind of the discovery or the searching. We are searching by the connections. For example, the connection here, you decide to search with the serial port. The serial port means USB RS232. Or you would like to search based on the Ethernet connections. Okay, sorry. Since there's somebody who want to move their cursor and show me something. Sorry, that will make a little confused. So I just disable this cursor drawing. Please follow with me. If there is somebody try to do the some cursor or some drawing, please wait. Okay, we will do all this on the question and answer sections. Okay, let's keep going. Let's come back to the communication settings. in the communication settings, here has two options. I will use this to show the one of the options is search. What does it mean, search? Search means the XPOSE will discover how many devices or how many equipment is in connection to be ready for remote control. And this kind of connection will happen by serial port. The serial port is including RS-232 connection or USB connections. You will discover the connection by Ethernet also. And of course, you can do this kind of search by both of these two kinds of connections. Okay, if you enable this option, that means we will work together to discover how many equipments connection to the XPOSE to be controlled remotely. What does it mean? Direct. So this is the option, enable with direct. After you enable this option, you will see here, it comes with the diagram to show you the device and also the IP address. In the device, here is the device list. And in the device list, we can find out together the device ready to be remote control is including all the equipment list from RGB. All the device ready here, you can do the switching. For example, let's switch into the S7. So the S7 will be enabled as a direct connection device, and the S7 has the IP address together. For example, the S7 IP address is 192. Let's put the IP address inside 100, 0, and 99, for example. And after you decide, this is the IP address for the S7 to do the direct connection. And after you confirm with OK, and it means the XPOSE only will run with the S7 with this address only. It will not discover other device in the connections. And this direct connection only happen with the Ethernet connection. If your S7 the connection is happened by RS-232 or USB, this direct connection cannot be working because it's the discovery is based on the IP address. If this clear for you, we will go on. And if this is not clear for you enough, please prepare your hands up on the question and answer sections. Let's go to the layer management. On the layer management, there is an auto cut. The auto cut means if we enable this option, set this option to on, any operation, any settings we do on the layer management sections, it will go out to the display system directly. So any kind of settings you will see on your display system. Your operation, you will see it directly. If you disable the auto cut options, all your presets on your layer management only will be enabled on the programming output sessions on the output on this page. So this is the preset management. This preset management will have your preset outputs with take, with cut, or with the transitions, or with the schedule. So this is the difference for the auto cut, enable or disable. The default settings is with the enable. And then we go together to the find devices. This is all the devices enabled, ready to be discovered by the XPOSE. This kind of the devices is including different kind of the series. As we're talking about, this kind of the series is including the universal processor, including the presentation and switcher, including the mixed signal matrix, and also including the 1 series products. If you want to discover it for all of them, just do it here. Enable with the check off. Then all the products will come into the journey for the ready to do the discovery. And if you know you want to discover only to the dedicated series or dedicated products, just uncheck here. All the check will be disabled. And then we will check one by one. For example, for today, we will check S7, press A, press Pro A, and demo. You will find here has a expanding mode. What does the expanding mode for you? Expanding mode is expanding for your desktop. I will leave this for you, for yourself to find out. And here you find an extending monitor to connection to your PC. After you connection extending monitor to your PC, do the extending mode on your graphical card. In your graphical card, for example, sorry, this is a Chinese language. On your graphical card, there is a graphical card settings. You can set your graphical card to do extending or to do the duplicated. And after that, you can enable the expanding mode to be enabled. Okay, after this enable, you will find the expanding monitoring on your expanding displays. You will see on the bottom right, here is some of the icon. The icon means for the property. What is this icon used for? Let's take it out. When we do the click on this icon, we will find out here has the stable units. And this stable unit defaultly is with the 0. Let's do something. Made from the 0 to 4. So this stable unit to be enabled. This stable unit comes to the in the list is from 1 to 4. And each of the unit is with a different IP address. And once this IP address unit is online, what does it mean online? means this IP address you can be discovered from the search here. Okay, let's go back to so after we do the setting of communication settings as a search, and this search is set to the both area or bit thousand, then we will find out all the these or the products connection with the one with the same range of the IP address. And we'll find out here has the management. In the management is to take care of the user account management. And the user account management shows you how many users in the system now. For now, in my desktop PC, only one user, and this user is the administrator. Can we do something new? For sure, we can do something new. We can do the setting for the some of the new user, because you are the administrator. The user, you can set the username, for example, and you do the passport. For example, your passport is Artificial. You can put your passport correctly. You can do something like, okay, I will do passport wrongly. Let's see what will happen. When you do the passport is wrong, you see something happen here. The passport is no the same. Let's do it the same, and then we do the same. Here we created one of the new user is Mr. Ben. And then let's do something for the Mr. Ben. This is no correctly. Okay, we can deliver this user. So this deliver user, it will ask you, do you want to deliver this user? Yes. Okay. After we deliver this user, and only one of the user is here. Let's go back to the user account admin. And let's find out what can we do with the admin and do some authorization. Let's all log out first. Okay, sorry. This is the unlock user interface. Things are new to me. Let me do it again. We want to do some user account management. For the user account management, we can go in from this log icon. Please follow with me to access by this icon. When you click on this icon, and then we will go into the user management page. In the user management page, you will see from the top to the bottom with different kind of the sections. The first section is the menu bar. The menu bar means this kind of the access will be enabled for this user account or will be disabled for this user account. Please do it with me. And if you do not have the XPOSE running on your PC, you can follow with me on the webinar. if we do the disable here, focus on your attention on the left of this desktop. When we do it disable, on the left of the desktop, all the icons will go to gray. The icon goes to gray and cannot be accessible. It means after we do that, this user account cannot go to these sections. For me, for now, I'm the administrator. For sure, I want to go to all of the detailed sections. The second one is topology. With the topology, we can uncheck this function. So the same, if we do the uncheck the topology, it means for the user, it cannot use the topology functions. And you can do the topology function for this user, for example, only to head a check. For example, only to head a check what kind of the control list. You can enable this control list for this user account only. The third one is the devices. When you disable the devices here, the devices in the search page, equipment connection page, or equipment discovery page, each function block will now be available. And you can do the authorization, same for the inputs, same for the outputs, same for the displays, same like layout, preset, keyboard. If you had a different user account, for example, we created new user account again for bank. Let's set up this new user account. And then we can go to this user account to do the function list. For the user account, I want to give the authorization to Ben only for the operator. This operator is only to do the preset switching. For example, I want to set the function for him, only for the bank. I want this operator only to do the review only, could not do the topology drawing. I will disable the topology options. I do not want the operator to discover the devices. Cannot do the setting for the inputs, cannot do the setting for outputs. Also cannot do the display management. Cannot create the new presets. So since this account, the operator function is very limited. Only can do the switching between the banks, switching between the presets. And after that, we can confirm this authorization. And this kind of authorization is go to the user account then. You can do this operation by yourself on your XPOSE. And if you do not set up your XPOSE yet, you can do this kind of processing operation by yourself after the webinar. This is the system setting page. Let's go over this system setting page quickly. The system setting page will give you the information like XPOSE version. The XPOSE version is very important for you because behind each of the XPOSE version, different kind of the devices. The device's firmware version will be enabled for the XPOSE 2.0 versions. So checking your XPOSE 2.0 version, your description for the XPOSE 2.0 carefully. Otherwise, you may use different. You may use the wrong XPOSE version to control your equipment. Language is important for you for sure. The keyboard setting you may very important for you also because you have your habit to do your keyboard sessions. Your shortcut keyboard can be doing on the keyboard settings. As an administrator, you want to set up different kind of accounts, and different kind of account is coming with a different kind of authorization to management the display system. How to connection to the display system with the Ethernet cable or RS-232 cable, to connection with the multiple units or connection with only one unit, you need to come here to do the right settings. How the layer management will be happen on the display management page. You can do here to enable the AutoCAD or disable. What kind of the devices you want to discover, you want to connection, you want to management, come to this section to do the settings. With your expanding monitor, you can have the expanding enable. And this expanding enable, it will help you to do the multiple window monitoring. This multiple windows monitoring will help you to monitoring your preset displays, your proven outputs, and also your input preview. This expanding monitoring function is only enabled to limited equipments. For example, the Flash Pro A and S-Series only. And just now we show you if you want to do the backup or you want to control multiple units, you need to come to the stable units options to enable how many IP address you want to do the online control. And this kind of online control will be happening together. In the management page, come to this management tab. This management page will give the administrator the possibility to create multiple user accounts. Then you can do the different kind of authorization function for different user accounts. Thank you to be together for the settings page for the XPOSE. We will go to another page we call it topology function for the XPOSE. On the top left, here is a topology icon. Let's go to this topology page together. Once you go to this topology page, this topology diagram we talked about. Then let's quickly have the understanding about what is the topology diagram can help you to do. In the topology diagrams, on the left list is including 3 sections. The first section is device. when you move your mouse over the device, it will become the bright green. On the bright green list is the device. And under the device list, you will see a lot of different kind of the device, is including the presentation devices, D4, D6. Once you go put your mouse over these kind of the devices, it will become dark green. When the dark green is enabled, means it's ready for you to use this device, go to the diagram. How can you import this device, go to the diagram? We will show you later after we go over this section. And when you put your mouse over the input section will become bright green. When the bright green is ready, hit a click, and you will find what kind of the input section is included. Let's do it together. Click. After you click, this area will extending, and is extending with the input devices list. The input devices list is including the digital video, TV, high definition video camera, laptop, for example. And if this is clear for you, let's go to the output and then do a click, because the output is bright green ready for click. After you click, you will find here is the display system is ready for you to use. It's including the LED, LCD display, projector, LCD video wall, and even the monitors. So this is on the left, including three sections: device, inputs, outputs. Both these sections is for the device list. The device list means main, control, device list, which you want to use the XPOSE together. Input list means the video sources. The output list means the display monitors. The second page for the topology diagram is the working area for this kind of topology diagram. I can create a new one from this plus icon. When you move your mouse on this plus icon, it will tend to bright green, ready to add a new one. Okay, and of course you can add a new one if you are ready to add a new devices. I will try to create a new tab for the topology. Let's do it together to find out what will happen. After I drag the S7 into here, you see it automatically go to page 4. Just now we are on the page 3, right? After I drag in the S7 did now replace the S3. We go to the page 4 directly. Okay, we can do it again. For example, we drag in the S14 on the page number 4 here. It will open a new page by itself. Page 5 for S14. Okay, just now I hold in the mouse, hold it, and there will be a minus icon. It will show up. You see? And then it will deliver this page by itself. The third section on the topology diagram is the property page. Here is the icon for the property. Let's go to this property together. In this property page. Let's read how many dialog it has. Let's go with this arrow icon to find out how many diagrams. From this page, we can read there is the diagram including the device, input, output, library. Something else? Let's check. Okay, screen. Anything else? That's all. Because when we click, it's already go to the end. So the dialog inside this property page is including the devices, input, output, library, and script. And for the device dialog under this tab, this we call tab. Device. This icon we call it tab. The device dialog belongs to the device on the left. It means the property for the device. So if we go to this dialog, we can do the setting for the device. So the setting is including serial number. Here we have two options for the S7. Why is S7? On the working area is S7 here. And this S7 is ready to be used as a demo unit or as a really serial number 0526. And for the connection, is ready to be used as an IP address. And for its input and output, you can find out with input, you can find out with output. When you switching between these two options, let's do it again, switching to input. On the left of the topology diagram, you will see it will go to the input area directly. When you go to the output, it will go to the output device area directly. And for this model, is for the universal. And of course, another is it can go to the typical. For the signal, there is a lot of different signal. You can do this kind of configuration. And here you may have a question. Why here comes the signal? This device should be the signal is already ready because the input and output is already there. Okay. We are using the demo. So use the demo means the signal is a unlimited possibility. You can decide different kind of the signal on different kind of the modules. For example, this is the module number 1. We would like to use the signal as SDI. And we want to do this kind of the signal SDI on the port number 1. After I click on the edit, you will see the port number 1 to number 4, the signal become SDI. Okay, we can try to do it as HT-based, for example. Let's go to port number 1 again. Here, it will be replaced to HT-based. Okay, and you can try to deliver that. It will go back to no available. That means it's no decision yet. You will decide by yourself. Okay, this is for the device. And let's try to get a device online with the serial number so series. Okay, once you go to the serial number 1526, what happened here? The IP address is automatically listed here. It means with this IP address, is this serial number S7 is in kinetic. And with this serial number S7 in kinetic, what kind of the module is ready to be used? Some of the module is already here. Then it becomes red. And some of the module is still in white, which means you can decide to do the configuration. And for example, if you decide to use the signal HTTP here, you can decide to use which port you want to use this HTTP signal. For example, I want to configuration this HTTP signal, go to port 26. And then I will add this signal to the S7 as a module. Let's do it, and we find it will be happens. It turns out the module 7 comes with the HTTP module. This HTTP module is ready to be used for the 26 ports, and because for the S series, each of the ports is the same signal. The 25 to 28 is the same HTTP signal now. Okay, let's go to the another tab. Is for the input. Let's see what kind of input we can work it out together. After we go to input, all the inside this table is totally blank. Nothing is in the list. What happens? Since the S7 is ready to be used, it should be some inputs is ready. Why there is no inputs? Let's go back to this working area. In this working area, only one of the device, S7, is ready. Where is the input device? Where is the output device? There is nothing in connections. Let's try to do something. For example, I will drag in, input as a digital video. And let's go to the property to see, is there something happens? Okay, when we come back to this property, you will see this input signal as a DVI signal go to the S7, and defaultly you go to the port number 1. Can we change to another port? For sure, yes, you can. Let's change to 15. So once you change to 15, this connection automatically goes in the working area, the connection to 15. You can do it to 18, okay? Then of course you can connection more inputs. Once you connection the inputs, you can make this drawing better looking. In case too many inputs, all kinds of the connection go to mess. Just now I connection one of the source as a video TV player. And then let's go to the inputs also. This TV player, it defaultly go to the port number 2. Why it did not go to the port number 1? Because just now on the port number 1 already connection by DVI. Suppose is connection to the digital video already. So in the system, we'll suggest this TV player will go to the port number 2. Okay. So if we this idea is go to you, let's go to the output sessions. On the output session, same in this table, there is nothing equipment in the list. For us, we can do some output displays to be in the connections. And then after you do that, let's go to the output. And then the LCD monitor come to the list. And this kind of the list, of course, you can change to different ports. This kind of different port is totally depend on your physical connection. That's a connection projector also. And then go to the output. The projector go to the default port number 2. You can change to port number 10, for example, to be the same to your physical connections. And after that, you have quickly a basic engineering topology diagram. This topology diagram is same to your physical connection for your S7, for example, for your design. And you may have a question. In my design, I would like to use some of the extending converters. I would like to use some of the metrics in between from the input sources to the S7, from the S7 output to the displays. How can I do that? Since there is no way to do that, because doesn't matter how to connection from the inputs. The input will connection to S7 directly. Okay, for example, S7. Once I put in S7, once I put in the MSP, the MSP go to the S7 inputs. Can we find a way to put something in between so they can be used as a converter or they can use as a distributor or matrix? And that's why we designed the library. For this library section, we will suggest to do it in more professional second webinar. But I will show you how this will be happens. This is an example. In this input device, we already designed the 200 Pro, for example. And this 200 Pro Thank you, Paul. Paul, give me one copy. Sorry, and my mouse goes wrong position, and this desktop showing the wrong message. We come back. The MSP 200 Pro is with the input and with the outputs. And as the 200 Pro is with the input and outputs, the signal can go to the 200 Pro, and 200 Pro output go to the S7. For here, 200 Pro is working as a converter. And here is our design to help you to import the third-party library. This third-party library can help you to create more inputs, create more outputs, create even more device. And what's the script will be used? The script is used once you design your project. You can export your project as a script. And this script file can go to your engineer and go to your staff. Your engineer and staff can import on site with their XPOSE. So your engineer and your staff need to know exactly how to design the project. They just need to know I can import and I can go on with my project. Also, this kind of design can be exported here as a picture, as a diagram. This kind of picture and this kind of diagram can be kept as a document, can be kept as a record. So for your engineer or your staff, after 6 months, after 1 year, they still have the document to review, can go over, and can understanding what's this project connections. They do not need to go over from every cable connections. Think about that. If your engineer need to go over from every cable connections, what will happen? I think they will take a lot of time. And if this kind of connection happen in different of the office or different of the building, there will be a disaster. And this is the most important idea from RGB to help you to do the topology diagram. Thank you to follow with me to go with the topology diagram. Then I would like to have a 1 minute break, so everybody for you can go to have a coffee. On 4:17 p.m. UTC +8, we will go on this topic. We will go on the webinar. Okay, we will go on now. I like this icon very much. And this icon is a very good icon for today because we will keep going with this journey. We will keep going with this adventure. Let's keep search. Once you open this search icon, come to the dialog. What do you see? I like this dialog also because this dialog show me the finally with the equipment. It gives us some of the message. We are really working with some of the equipment. Since we don't working with something in the cloud. Okay, let's read this dialog first and understanding this dialog. On this dialog, we have 2 tabs here. One of the tabs with the bright green on the top is all devices. Another tab is the chosen device. I enable this tab. And then on this tab on the top is with the bright green. It means there will be the device we will decide to be used. And the device to be used means device to be online, device to be connected. And then I go back to the last tab, all devices again. Here is the main page. For this main page, what do you see? Okay, on the main page is the device picture. On the device picture, for now, defaultly is S7. S7 showing with you. The purple one is for the inputs. The blue one is for the outputs. And the golden one is for the communication. And in the middle of this page, on a little top, here means for the synchronization. To synchronization the device. Here means to do the locking or the operation in case somebody do something wrong operation without attention. So you can put your mouse over here and click on your right button on the mouse to enable the lock. The plus means to make it bigger. The minus means to make it smaller. 1 by 1 means to free your desktop window to be perfect. And if you want to zoom out or zoom in, of course, you can use your mouse directly with the middle button on your mouse. And with this operation, the ratio will be changed again. And if you go to a little right, here is some dark icon, means power. This icon is quite similar for all the devices. For example, for your cell phone, similar icon. And this icon means you want to power off or power on your equipment. The operation is the same to the lock device. Put your mouse over this icon, holding your right button on your mouse for 2 seconds, and then it will power on your device. And if there is a power on your device, you can put your mouse over this icon again, hold 2 seconds, and then it will power on the device again. On the bottom or the right of this dialog, it's the same to another pages. Here is the property. And in the property dialog, here is with 3 tabs on the top already. The first one is overview. Let's go to another tab, IP settings. The third one is fan control to adjustment the temperature. We go to a little right to see there is some tab will be enabled. Yes, on. Let's go on. Factory reset. Let's go on. Something more? Sorry, that's all. Okay. So for here in total is 5 tabs. These 5 tabs, including the overview. Overview means is the information about this device, including the device firmware version, MAC address, what's the temperature for the device, what's the input module information, what's the output module information. IP address means what's the IP address for this device. The fan adjustment is automatically enabled or is off, and is already phase fan speed. The number 4 power on, it means how many seconds this unit will do the auto detection again after the equipment physically power on. This kind of function is used to do the auto detection in case during the power on some of the video signal sources is still not ready. And in the second options, here is some of the settings for the existing device to do some animation lighting effects. The factory reset gives you a chance. Doesn't matter how you destroy the settings. Don't worry, you can always come back with the factory reset. You are welcome to do all kinds of the settings. And if you do some setting wrongly, don't worry. Come to this page, come to this step, do a factory reset. And this is all length for the property pages. Now let's know all length. You will find it will comes more input properties. You will find more of the output properties. How you can find it out? Please move your mouse over the icon or the inputs. For example, for here, I don't know what's this icon because it looks quite similar for me. DMC connectors. It can be XPOSE. It can be YUV. It can be SDI. It also can be the 12G SDI, for example. Let's find out what's that. We click. Okay, after you click that, on the property page, tend to property settings, showing input port directly. Port 12 and is SDI. And what's the SDI options you can do? The SDI options including the position, size, crop position, crop size, display mode, freeze or lively, mirror or normally, some latency you want to add in on for this input SDI, brightness, sharpness, saturation, contrast. You want to do some color temperature, you can do for that. Let's keep doing something for this. Okay, that's different. 12G SDI. After you find out it's a 12G SDI, you see the option is quite limited for you. Only SQD or 2SI. Because the 12G SDI comes with two kinds of standards. One standard is SQD, another standard is 2SI. Try to find more. What's this? Since this interface is DisplayPort, why here it told me is the DVI? Let's go to the list. This cannot be go inside. Why it cannot be go inside? Because this is the 4K input module. We will find out with the device connection. And with the device connection, we can go to very detail on each of the interface. And this is the options for the 4K input module, what you can do for the input settings. Well, you can see something different to others. In the 12G SDI, you can see only the options with the standard SQD and 2SI. No other dialog happens, right? And if you go to the 4K one, here is some more tab. This is the tab for the 4K settings. These 4K settings give you the potential to go to the setting for the input as the display port. Then goes to the EDID settings. You can do the customized EDID settings, different kind of EDID settings. Okay, you can do that. And as the arrow is enabled, let's go to check. Is something enabled? No, there is only 3 tabs enabled for these 4K tabs. So after I do the setting for the DP, I'm going to do the set. We can do it online for the DP interface settings. You can keep this kind of discovery for the other interface, for example, for HDMI. You can go to this interface, you will find it's for the streaming. You can go to this interface. Okay, that's all, XPOSE2.0. And here now we do not enable the XPOSE2.0 input settings for you, but it tells you, okay, this is XPOSE2.0, but now the streamings. Okay, And just now we try to find out some of the input interface property. If you go with me, you can see what it will be useful for you for this kind of information. It will be very useful for you if you want to understand in RGB solutions. Even you do not go to the specification, you can go to this kind of information to find out what kind of input module is ready for RGB to be used. It will ready for you HDBaseT, ready for you streaming, ready for you even 12G SDI, 4K inputs, 2K HDMI, the SDI, and also the DVI, for example. Then the same, you can go to the outputs. You will see the output settings. You will go to output for the HDBaseT. Finally, it can give you some of the options to do the output settings. Of course, it supports the HDBaseT output for the output resolution settings. And let's go to the DVI. The DVI settings is enabled for you. You can go to the test pattern. Okay, you can enable the test pattern for the outputs. After you enable, for sure, you need to come here on the bottom right. Here has a set. That means this color bar setting will be enabled. And for professional engineer, you have the options to go to the DE settings to do more detailed setting for the outputs. Go to the HDMI 2.0 outputs. You will find more output resolution enabled. And also the customized output resolution is enabled here, so you can do the customized output resolution. And the test pattern is in another page and help you to do the test pattern outputs. The test pattern output is enabled with the color bar or enabled with the pure color. What's the pure color means? Let's go to 0 or red. Let's go to the 0 or green. Now it's only blue. Okay. In this preview picture, tell you the color bar output will be totally blue. Then you can change your different blue colors. It's some green. It's some red. It become gray. Okay. For sure, you are welcome to go to the other output settings and find more output settings properties. Okay, this is for the S7 as a demo, because in here just now, this S7 is only come with the suggested input modules. It's not really anything in connection. Why is that? Let's go back to this beginning. In the beginning, we already come to the chosen device. This selected device here is no device in the list. Let's put something online. Okay, let's put something online with the serial number S7. Okay, and then let's connection to this S7. For here, you will see a little icon means synchronization. Click on this icon is enough. Some of our customers is very carefully want to connection to this synchronization icon. Yeah, it's very good for you can find this detail, right? Doesn't matter. Even you click the icon on the S7, you will do the auto detection by itself too. After you do that, go to the bottom on the main products area. There is a progress bar from the red. Go from the left to the right. And after the red is down, the green progress bar is show up. we can do it again with this synchronization. Okay, click on this synchronization again. Check the bottom. The red progress bar is running from the left to the right. Synchronization is down after the green progress bar shows up. And then we can tell for this S7 online with connection already is with 2.0 connections. That's the message. Tell us very clearly on the products. 3 modules of the 2.0 is in connection. 2 modules of the USB is in connection. Other modules is things installed but no signal connection because no signal turns green. And for the outputs, we had a streaming. For the outputs, we had a 2.0 outputs. For the outputs, we had the DVR outputs. We can go to the 2.0 output inputs, sorry. We can go to the 2.0 inputs and then output the property page. On the 2.0 input property, we had 3 tabs, including the input settings, 4K settings, and EDID settings. We will do this kind of a live demo after, and we had the S7 already connection together. You can work together with us with this live demo to have a camera shooting on the display, and you can see what is the setting and what is the output directly. For sure, you can go to the output of the HDMI 2.0 output. You have a output resolution in the disk. You can do the test method also. So this is for the discovery on the device online, and the device to be selected to be ready for the configuration. This kind of configuration is starting from the input configuration and also the output configuration. This kind of input configuration is for the property configuration and the output property configuration only. If we want to do the configuration with the display system, with the layers, with the preset, with the schedules, we need to go on our discovery. Let's go on with our discovery to the display management. This is the icon for the display management. And let's read this display management dialog first. On the settings, you see in the main working area, there is already 2 display area already created. You can turn out this working area. You can move this. You can move this working area better to free your display. To fit into your view angle also. The only way to make it bigger or smaller is by these 2 icons. And this is 1 by 1 to fit into your desktop. On the bottom right is the property page. Let's open that and find out what is inside the properties. Inside the property, we can read. One tab is the template. Another tab is output. The third tab is the display system. The number 4 is parameters. Number 5 is shortcut keys, shortcut buttons. In total is 5 tabs. Let's go back to the fourth tab, is the template. So for the XPOSE design, we already designed in with some of the template built-in for help you to create your display systems. Inside this template, on the top is the working mode. For RGB device, almost all the devices will support different kind of the working mode to match well for your display system management. For example, for the S7, we're providing 4 kinds of working mode for the S7. One is presentation mode. Another is the preview and program switching mode. The third one is the rotation mode. And the number 4 is the edge blending mode. You may ask a question, for these 4 different working modes, does it mean if I use the one of the presentation mode, the S7 can only be used as a presentation? The S7 will not be possible to be used to support the rotation. The answer is clearly no. The working mode here is connected with the output interface you will be used. As the S7 has the 32 output for the 2Ks, as the 16 output for the 4Ks. Once you decide, I will use, for example, 4 output of the 2K for the presentation mode. I can still use another 28 2K outputs to be ready to use as a preview and program, or to be used as a rotation, to be used as edge blending. So in another word, this kind of working mode is connected to the output interface. You can connect it how many output interface you want to be connected to your display to show your content. And in the same display system, you can have different working mode to be used in one of the management page. And let's go back to the presentation. We start together to find it out for 5W. There is a one word, it's a one page. And here, display management is one page for you to support your different kinds of the display system. Doesn't matter you use some of the display system for presentation. Doesn't matter you use some of the monitor to do the rotation. Doesn't matter you use some of the other displays to do as a preview and program. It doesn't matter you will use some of the projector to working as an edge blending. XPOSE work together to fit for your display system in one page here. Okay, as we already do some creative design with 2 display system already, we will start to use other systems. For example, rotation. Once you go to the rotation, here is a small icon to show you the rotation will show up as a purple. This purple will tell you as a window on the working area. Let's do it as a 8x8 working area. Check this window very carefully, because the window is with the outline as purple. So this outline as purple is for the rotation. And with this rotation area already created, how can I put the rotation output here? For the output, the connection is for the interface. So let's go to the output interface here. On the output interface, in the list, there is a sum of the output is ready to be used with some of the dark white from 1 to 8. And some of the output is not ready to be used because this output is already used by another display areas. Let's go to use this one. Automatically, it comes with the top 1 to 4. These 4 output is used here. And I will use this 4 to do the branding, created some of the edge branding with the edge branding overlap here. If you already has the XPOSE with you, you can do together with me. Okay, I will move to here in case you can see more clear with me. Let's do it again. Once I move the windows here, and after I put this window off, you will see it shows up on the right. Is the result on the projector. You can do it again here. You can show up the result on the projector. And you may come with the question, for the projector, this kind of overlap, it's impossible to do it by manually with this kind of drag and drop. You are right. You can do it exactly with the positions. This position is on the bottom, and this position you can write it on here with SY, and also you can create the size by yourself. And you can decide which window you will do the settings here. So this is the example for the edge branding. And after that, I will put this away on the bottom. And I will go with you together to find out the rotation. Okay. Here is one of the mode we call it is a rotation. It will help us to create the rotation design. Let's make this a little smaller first, so we can go to this working area. We can see in this working area poster. On this rotation area is used to create the rotation design. This kind of rotation design is used to create the creative project to show some crazy idea on the project. When you go to the output, you find here has the 4 output is ready to be used. Let's drag them to the working area, and on this area we can do the rotation. You can do the right click on your mouse, and then set it from the pop-up menu as a different kind of the angle. And after that, you can drag this icon to move it on to close to be close as possible. And then you can put it on together. Okay. And after that, this 4 display all in rotation to the left 45 degrees. You may have a question, if it's not 45 degrees, also no 90 degrees, also no 135 degrees. I want to rotation 1 degree. What can I do? Okay, let's do it. and find out on the bottom. On the bottom, you will see here has the angles, right? I put my mouse here, and here is ready to be addition. Let me put it on as a 10 degree, for example. After that, I will do it as a set. After I do it as a set, you see on the left of the display, on the right display, this right display turn the rotation angle from 45 to 10. Of course, I can change that to 85, for example. $90 degrees. Okay, so you can do one by one, and to support your crazy idea, to show your nice content, to surprise your audience. So these are all my operation area. So I can now move that. But since the designer or the RGB, I can make this display area smaller to make it maybe possible to access those this diagram. Okay, after that we can make this area go back to bigger. Okay, after that we already created two kinds more display system into this project. The first one is this video wall on the top left. The second one is these two video wall, 2 by 1 in the top right. We do the third display system in the middle as a rotation. And we do the number 4 design as a edge branding for the projectors. And this, if this is okay for you, and you are ready to go on together, we will do something with the display we already created. Firstly, I want to deliver the display system I already created. How to do that? Okay, enable the display system. Just like what I do, I enable this display system for the edge branding for the projectors. And then I will go to the deliver icon on the top right of this display area. I will click this icon. I click again. If you can read my mouse, you will see what I say. Okay. I'm so surprised I cannot be delivered. Yeah, that's we had a design for you because some of the operators, they will come here and they will deliver the display system without attention, and suddenly they display this, they deliver this display. And we do the protection for this kind of wrong actions. So if you just click on this icon, you can now make it deliver. If you want to really deliver this icon, okay, push your mouse right button over this icon, keep pushing, it's done. We can do it again, so you can follow with me. I just, in case, open a new display window. Keep going, there is a small progress bar over this icon, and it will go away. Okay. This is how to deliver the display system you already created. And the second question you may comes, even this is the display system I already created, but suddenly I found I want to connection to other output interface. I do not want to use the output interface 21 and 24 here. I make it bigger here. Here is the display system. Here is the display system 21 and 24. This 21 and 24 means this is the output 21 connection to the display. This is output 25 connection to the display. For example, you want to use the number 20 something, but do not use the 25. How can you do that? Okay, let's go to the outputs, and then we will see on the list a little gray output icons 9, 10, 11, 13, 23, and 27 are ready to be used, and they are ready to do this kind of swap these two outputs. How you can do that? There is two ways to do that. The first way, double click on the one of the outputs. I will double click on the 23. After I double click the 23, you see on here, the 25 display go to 23, right? And another way is same to the first sections operation. You can drag and drop the outputs to this display directly. Release, and then it will change to 27. Okay. You may have a question, how many display systems I already created? Here on this tab, display system will tell you there in total you had 3 display system already created and ready to be used. Ready to be used means they are ready to have your content to display on them. Until now, we just do the design for the display system. We still did not put any content on that yet. How can we put our content on our display systems? Let's take a 1-minute break, and then we will go back to find out. Thank you for coming back. Let's go on with our discovery journey. Just now, we do the display management and created the display system. But now, we created 2 display systems. This display system means they are ready to show something, but the content is still not on this display yet. The content from your video source did not come to this display yet. How to deliver your content from your source to the display? Let's go to the layer management sections. Here is the layer management section page. And let's read this layer management section page first. On this page, on the right, on the left, here is the 3 tabs, ready, The first step is the signal, means for the inputs from the video source. The second tab is talking about the layers already in the display systems. And the third one means the display area. The display area created on the last sections. Let's come back on the signal tab first. In the signal tabs, you will see all the input signal on the list. This kind of input signal is including the input 1 to 4, and they are belong to one or the same input modules. The second one is 5 to 8. They are including as one module 2. And then you can go to the others. And now from the 24th, you will see there is no inputs. That means that your video input is no connections yet. In the middle of the layer management is the working area. On this working area, on the top, there is some of the shortcut buttons, shortcut menus to help you to do some quick addition on your design. This including the layer backward. This layer backward will help you to put your layer on your design from the front to the back. We will do this kind of a demo for you after I go over this introduction. The live demo, we will help you to see the result on the shooting displays. The second one is a layer forward. So this is one pair. Gives you the possibility to put your layer on the backward priority. This gives your layer come back to the top priority. This is to give you to put the layer on the bottom directly. Doesn't matter how many layers already on the displays. This gives you the possibility to put the layers on the top. Doesn't matter how many layers already in the displays. And this is give you to select all the layers. This option gives you to grouping all the layers, and then you can addition all the layers together. This gives you the possibility to copy what you want. This gives you to paste the content you already copied and then paste to the display system you want to copy from the last one. This gives you the possibility to go back if you think you do something wrong. And this gives you to deliver the layers if this is the layer you do not want. And on this addition working area, on the bottom, it shows up with the bank 1 to other banks. For example, this already go to the bank, bank right. Then you can go to more other banks. From to the right is the bank 16. You may have a question. What does it mean about bank? Sorry, for sure, this is not the bank you will get cash. This is the bank you will get a preset. So you can read these banks as the preset. If this preset is more useful for you and more understanding for you. For this kind of setting, we can do it after on another sections. For now, I will still keep using with the bank. But do not misunderstanding, we will get some cash here. Then you may have another question. I want to hack bank 17, what can I do? Yes, we support for that. Because we support bank 17 on another page. And I will show you in another section how to access to page how to access to bank 17. And here is the property pages. We can open that and we can read from this property page. It will help you to do the property settings, including the scalar for the layer. You can do the crop for the layer. You can do the streaming settings for the layer. And we can find a shortcut as already we do quickly runs over. Let's start to do something on the layer management. And I will invite you to do with me together. This is the bank 1. On the bank 1, I already created the layers on these display systems. On the left display systems. I do 4 layers on the right display systems. 1 layer is on the bottom, another 3 layers is on the top. I want to do other presets similar to these settings. How to do that? Let's go to the bank 2, and then on the bank 2, I will start from clearly. You can do like this. One by one on the layer. And then you can go back to the bank 1. And on the bank 1, that's running on your keyboard. Control A. That means you will select all the contents on this bank already. You will take out all your cash from this bank. And then Control C, that means ready to put into your pocket. This is go to another pocket. This pocket means bank 2. After you come to this pocket, do the Control V. So this content will come from the bank 1 to bank 2. And you can do the same for the control for the bank 3 also. And after that, we go back to bank 2, and let's do some different additions. For sure, we want to do some different addition between bank 1 and bank 2. For the bank 2, I want to do the design for the background is totally the same as the bank 1. So this is the background layers. I will not change the content for this layer. And to make sure this layer is on the bottom, I will put this layer to the bottom. I will make something different for the layer on the top. This is the layer on the top, and I want to use the other content for this layer. How to do that? You can go to the signal list, and then with the selected layers, you can do the double click on the icon of these signals. After you double click, this signal will become bright. And then you will see on the selected layer, the layers goes to the layer content goes to here. And you can do on the bottom. On the bottom here has the signal to tell you, for now, this is a signal number 20. Go to this layer. And this is the size, this is the size, wise, and vertical size. Also the position on this layer. And you can do on another layers. After you select another layers, on the bottom it tell you is the signal 16 now is running on this layer. I will try to use the signal 17 by double click. And after I do that, the signal 17 will come in from the source 17 to this layer. As I'm watching on the display system already, since the number 20 is without a signal now, so I will use the signal number 17 also. And this makes the difference between the bank 2 and the bank 1. Okay. After this created, for now I have 2 presets. The preset number 1 and also the preset number 2. I will ask our staff here to ready to be the switching to the another to the live presentation. And what live demo or presentation is down already?
Yeah.
So I will do the live demo presentation to show you what's the difference between the preset number 1 and preset number 2. I believe on your display now, you will see this preset number 1. On the preset number 1, you can read on the displays there is 4 windows on the left. The 4 windows shows as 2 of the window is with the dark orange colors, and there is a number 1 on that. Another 2 windows, one is the light green with the number 2. And there is a number 4 window with the number 4 on that. And on the right of the display, you will see there is some special triangle display layer. This triangle display is with 9 small display together. This 9 small display is RGB RMS1, and this RMS1 made the triangle shape to show you there is a display number 2 information is on the display. And if this is clear for you, I was switching from the preset 1 to preset number 2. As the preset 1 and preset number 2, the only difference is the left display system. And on the right display system, as the content is totally the same. So during my switching, the right display system keeps the same. And the left display system change from the preset 1 to preset 2. On this preset 2, you will see the background already changed to dark green, or to change to light green, sorry. And then on the top of the 3 layers, these 3 layers already totally the same. The content inside is from the content line number 5.
And Mr. Ben will come back soon. If any question, you can write down in the chat box. And now showing is it's in our office, and this is the training room. The big screen, these 2 big screens, 4K, 2K screen, left side and right side, is from the X7 HDMI 2.0 output. And in right side, 8 small monitor is 2K output from the output 13 to the output 13. And as the X7, we control the left one, and another one show the back view for seeing.
你为什么不把你的分享开始？可以的吗？
不行，进不去。
不会啊，我那边都正常。而且你是直连到那边去的。嗯。开摄像机。
Here is the preset management page. On the preset management page, it looks quite similar to the last layer management page, and this, but is quite much simpler than the last one, because for the preset management page is used for the operator to do the preset switching only. In order to do the preset switching, there is 2 ways to do that. One is manually, means the operator need to do the manually switching. He should be the standby in any time to do the switching based on the commander. The second way to do the preset switching is automatically, and that's we call it the schedule. To do the automatically or scheduling, we can go from the property page. On the property page, you will read the first tab is the tail settings. The second tab is the page settings. The third tab is the script. And then the number 4 is the display area. The number 5 is the preset name. Let's go through each of the tab one by one. On the first tab is used to do the tail settings. This setting is used to do the switching with the manually, and you can read this information quite easy because here is the T bar to be used in the control. Most of the operator they like this kind of operation. The second one is the page setting. Just now in the last section, we're talking about the banks. On the layer management, the banks is only page page 1. So in total, there is 16 banks to be used. But if you want to extension to the banks like 17, for here you need to load in the different page. So for example, for here I go to the page and page 2, and if I enable the page 2, the page 2 will enable another 16 bank. In total, you can go to the page 16, and each page will have 16 banks. The script is used to exporting the presets, and this presets you can go to on site and importing directly from the presets. And here is the display area, which will show you to enable on your working Windows. And here is the preset name. Just now we say for the bank, maybe the not easy for you to understanding. Think about cache too much. We can change to the word you are easy to remember. For example, preset 2. And you can change the colors on the preset 2. And after that, you do the set. After you do that, you can read from here. The button here shows the preset 2, right? And let's go back to the last last session. For this session, it shows up the preset 2 at the same time. So if you want to do the manually switching, you can switch from the bank 1 to preset 2. For example, use the bank 1, it will come with a check. And then on this check, go to the property, and you can do as a take. And if you look on the switching on the outputs, it will show with the output on the directory. If you go to the preset 2 and then do the take, you will go to preset 2 directory. We can go to the preset number 3 and go to the take again. You may have a question, if I want to do the schedule, how to do that? On the property page, just now I already go together with you. There is no schedule functions. How to schedule these functions? On the bottom left, here has the manually mode, and you can enable that. It comes with the schedule mode. Before we go to the schedule mode, I will ask our colleagues to set the switching on the display, and I will do the manually switching between different presets. So you can understanding what's the manually preset effects on the displays. 镜头。I'm here to go back to the layer management to do some presets. So to make sure we have more than 2 presets to do this kind of manually switching. So just now, if you are looking on the screen on the display, just now I take the preset number 2 to the display assistance. Focus on the right display assistance. You will see the digital number 5, 3 digital number 5 on the displays. And now I'm ready to take out the preset number 3 to the display assistance. You can see the seamless switching between these 2 preset switches. And you may say, okay, this seamless switching between these 2 presets too much. We can change the fade time from the 1 second to 0.01 seconds. I will go to the preset number 4 and then take out the preset number 4 to the outputs. So on the preset number 4, the content on the middle of this layer, there is no inputs. I'll go to the preset number 5. In the middle of this layer, the content will change to the digital number 7. So just now I work together is from the preset 2 to preset 5 manually. And then we can go to the scheduling. On the bottom left, there is the enable button to be switching from the manually to the scheduling. On the page, on this dialog, you can read. This is the schedule user interface. On the bottom right, it shows you how to do the preset selected. Okay, I will do some of the addition. Firstly, I will go to the preset 2. And let me check what time is in now. Now is 5:48. So I will set to the 1750, for example. And each of the presets, I will run in on 1 minute. And then I will go to the preset number 3. So once I go to preset number 3, you will read from the start time. It directly start from the 17:52 minutes and 0 seconds. I will keep this running as 1 minute. And then I will go to the preset number 4. The preset number 4 goes to 53, and I set it to 1 minute also. So after I decide, I will go to the create a button OK. After I check the button OK, this preset with the schedule will go to the left, and it will show us a playlist on the left. Then for now, we will see in total we had three presets in this playlist. Start from the 1750, 1752, and 1753. And if you want to keep this preset keep running, you can enable as the daily loop. Okay. And after this setting, if you want to start this loop, you can enable from the loop button on the bottom left. I will ask you to focus on the shooting display. Let's check the preset. Where the preset will go to the preset number 3 on the 1752 in 0 seconds. That means it's about some minutes later. It will go to the preset number 2 on 1750 and 0 second with my use PC schedule. On my PC, now the clock is 17:47. So before we go to the 17:50, it's about 3 minutes. I will suggest you to have some patience, and if you want to have some coffee or drink, please take your time. Another 2 minutes to go to the playlist, preset number 2. If you had any questions, you can send a message to the chat box post. Our engineer online, they will reply your message if you do not want to ask me to reply publicly. Okay, now it's 17:49, 1 minute to the 17:50. If you are checking on the time zone on the desktop, now the schedule runs every second very closely to the 17:50. We are coming to 49 and 30, another 30 seconds. I saw there is a message talking about where you can set the schedule based on every day. Yes, we can support it. Okay, countdown to the, yeah, if you look on the desktop, you can see the preset already happens. And on the output, on the display, the preset already switching to. You can keep this watching, and 2 minutes later, it will be switching from the preset 2 to the preset 3. I will ask our staff to prepare another live demo for you, because another live demo is the XPOSE will be running on our embedded equipment, we call it is the TGO. This is quite important and information to you. Doesn't matter you are working on the integration project or you are working on the rental and staging application. Because for this kind of application, some of the engineer is quite worried about the XPOSE to be running on the desktop. The desktop maybe quite easy to be crashed because of all the engineering desktop is always with a different kind of software, and also the desktop capacity is different. They are looking for the embedded equipment so they can run it on the this kind of central control with the control panel or with the control unit. For RGB-Link, we providing this kind of central control panel. We call it is the T-series. This kind of T-series is including the T1. Most of our customer already are familiar for that. And we providing the new T-series control panel. We call it is the TGO. And today is maybe it's the first time for you to find out how the TGO can be working with you. And we also providing the survey to running on the third-party control panel, because of all this kind of control you can do on the XPOSE, you can run in the command. We call it open API and open protocol. You can use the control panel like Question, AMS, QSC, for example, to do the remote controlling. Ready?
Prepare now.
Okay, just now 2 minutes is running over. And if you check on the display, it's switching from one preset to another preset now. On the display, you can read for now in the middle of the layers. This layer, the content is black. There is a question from Mr. Andy. Mr. Andy can send about where we can do the schedule based on every day. So every day the schedule setting is different. Yes, we can support it. So we support this with the extending function, and we can share with you this information with the premium versions. And Andy, for my reply, is clear for you? Okay, for now, our application on the TGO is ready to show you. I'll start switching to the demo section now. Sure. Okay, please focus on this video shooting. On the video shooting, you can see there is two windows. One of the window is the small one on the front, and on the TGO T0 share screen on the bottom right. This is the TGO we are talking about. And behind the TGO is another monitor. This another monitor showing exactly with the XPOSE. This showing window is from the extending interface or the T-Go. And if you check with the T-Go carefully, you can read from the T-Go on the left. Our staff would like to have you to understand it. On the left, there is a connection with the Ethernet port, and for sure with the power connections. And if you go to check the T-Go more carefully, this Ethernet connection up to 4 Ethernet connections. It means without any extensional router or hub, you can use the T-Go to control 4 different extension devices. I will ask our engineer. He will help you to do some demo with the T-Go.
Now I will do the take operation. Bank, since the number means the bank 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I will select bank 2 and take.
You do a synchronization.
Some.
And bank 3, then take.
If you can focus on the shooting screen, the shooting display screen will show a result of these actions. Larry, can you do it again?
Yes, I will do it again. Bank 3. Now it's bank 3. And change to the bank 2.
So what can we do for else? Since this control panel is just to be used as a loading and save.
And in this equipment, and you can use the HDMI to expand the screen, and the screen will show the XPOSE interface. You can see the mouse. It will come to here, and you can do the same operation like the laptop, and this T-Go like the small PC. Is install the XPOSE, and then you can.
That is sorry, because the mouse is now in the shooting camera. Can you move the mouse close? 你的鼠标不在那个摄像头的里面，所以它是看不到的。鼠标往上推，就你的鼠标操作对啊。Okay. So now Larry is hands-on, and this operation is by the extending from the T-Go, and that's why we call T-Go is totally as an embedded equipment, and this embedded equipment used not only just to do the loading or save the presets. You can run fully the XPOSE function, totally the same as what I did already with my Macintosh or just now the Windows PCs.
This XPOSE has the same feature like the laptop, like the Windows XPOSE. And you can do like the build the template and do the topologic and search the device.
Yeah, that way you can do don't jump from one to one. Okay, can you focus on one OLED? For example, can we check the input property?
Input property.
So if you look on the monitor behind the T-Go, you can see this interface and this function is totally the same to what I already working on the PC just now. And Larry, can you go to the layer management. Okay, so can you addition on the preset number 2? Okay, on the preset number 2, can you drag in one more layers? One more is enough. Okay, and can you have to enable the streaming function? Because for now, XPOSE is a connection to the Ethernet is by Ethernet cable directly, but not by wireless. I'm sure we can see the live preview better here. Okay. So if you look on the desktop, these two display system, you both on these two display system, the live preview from the streaming for the inputs is already on the XPOSE. You can read more easily from the numbers. So for me, I can read from the numbers like number 2, number 3, number 5 is already on these videos. Levi, can you have to switch in between different presets? Yeah. So if you switch in between different presets, because with different preset settings, the live preview will be different. Okay. We will send to you more information about TGO before the May 4th with the latest release spring products and solution from RGBlink before the May 1st. And for sure, we will make sure you can get this information from all RGBlink connections. Thank you, Levi, to help me to make the embedded XPOSE demo by the TGO. Just now, Mr. Haben, he has a question about can we preview all the inputs? I will ask Levi to do the preview for all the inputs for the Flash Pro A. He will do some setting on the Flash Pro A, and then he will show you how to do that on the preview for all the inputs. After that, I will ask him to share this desktop again. Okay. I think we take quite long time today for this webinar, almost 3 hours already. I will go back to the PPT and let's go to the question and answer sections.
Hi guys, I'm Levi. Now is our exciting Q&A time. Show yourself up in the chat box. If you have any questions, you can hand up. And very thanks for your joining our webinar. I will share a link, and it's a feedback. Please help us. Take 1 minute to help us on the feedback by the link. I will share in the box. Thanks in advance. And any question, you can show yourself up. And please help us to fulfill this feedback. And any question we will collect, and if no answer in this webinar, we will email to you. And hi guys, very thanks for question and some good advice. Very thanks. And we will collect the question and feedback answer through the email you left. And if the email is not correct, please tell us. And we will upload this webinar recording video in this link. And you can check the video in our official website, and also you can in the social media content like the YouTube, like the others. And please take 1 minute to help us on the feedback by the link. It's very important for us. It can help us to improve the experience and the product solution. I'll share it again. And in tomorrow, 3 p.m. China time, we will share the Flex 4mail and Flex Pro 8. And thank you for your joining, and thanks to Mr. Ben. Yes, if any problem, you can share in the chat box or leave the message in our official website. We are very thanks and very welcome to your good advice and suggestions. Thanks. I see you again. Okay, I will. Okay, we will check then again and send you by email. Very thank you. Thank you. And see you tomorrow. We will. Thank you again, and bye-bye.